very aware of my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I'm breathing really cold air.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really harsh on my throat.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to feel that cold air on your throat. And as I count from 1 to 3, you're going to intensify that coldness in your throat. 1. Feeling it getting stronger and stronger. 2. Feeling it colder and colder. And 3. Where are you?
White.
Mm-hmm.
Bluey white.
What is this bluey white that's around you?
It's cold.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Do you have a body in this place?
I see out more than I see in.
Mm-hmm. So as you see out, I want you to just begin to feel the body that you're in. Where do you imagine this body is as you look out?
I feel like I'm making it up, but I feel like I'm in a cave looking out at
Mm-hmm.
people that are dressed in like furs, like homemade furs.
Very good. Very good. And as you're looking out, I want you to notice why it is that your throat is so cold.
Because it's cold. It's really
Mm-hmm.
cold.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fire in the cave, and just my feet and my toes, I can't feel them. They're so cold. They've just shut off.
Mm-hmm. And in this body in which your feet are so cold, is it a male or female body? What's the first thing that comes to your mind without analyzing it?
I feel like I'm a woman under a animal rug.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to just sense how old you are in that body.
Like 37.
Mm-hmm. And is anyone in the cave with you, or are they just all outside?
No, I'm alone in the cave.
Why do you imagine that you're there alone in a cave? What's happened? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's left.
Tell me about that. Why have they left?
Like on an adventure, like they've all packed up little pulley cart slide things and wrapped up all the belongings. And the female one looked back when they left, and I knew they were leaving me there
Mm-hmm.
in the cave.
What's happening with you that they're leaving you there?
I think I'm unable to travel.
Mm-hmm. What is it about your body that is unable to travel?
I think I'm sick.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Tell me more about that.
I'm sad because I know I've been left here and I can't feed myself or get sticks for the fire. And I understand they have to go because it's time to migrate. We can't stay here in the winter. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not well enough to go.
Mm-hmm. So what happens next?
I I sit up under the rug and I'm putting sticks on the fire, looking out of the cave, watching them disappear in the distance.
Yes. Yes, continue. What happens next?
Getting a bad headache, dehydrated,
Mm-hmm.
feeling really sick. Like I want to throw up, but there's like nothing to throw up. I'm like hollow in the middle, like empty in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I can only feel my head and my arms. I can't feel the rest of my body. It's like there's nothing in the middle.
Mm-hmm. What happens next?
Just feel sicker, sicker.
Mm-hmm.
watching the fire. I wake up and it's dark and it's really cold in the cave now.
Mm-hmm. What happens
And
next?
I'm like willing myself to pass because I don't want to wake up.
Yes.
I'm looking for the light and I'm begging God, but not like God I have now. It's like the God of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see it standing the entrance of the cave like gold light,
Mm-hmm.
sort of bird-like.
Yes.
And I'm asking it to take me home. I'm dying. I've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to stay anymore.
So up until this moment, what's been the most difficult part of all of this?
Being left to die, letting down my family,
Mm-hmm.
feeling useless. Like, what's the use? I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't complete my mission.
How is all that now affecting you in the life as Lisa? What does it make you do?
It's like I have to be there for people and be of service, of use to people.
Mm-hmm. What does that prevent you from doing in the life as Lisa?
Being my authentic self.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So listen carefully. We're going to go to the origin of where this all began. I'm going to count from backwards from 3 to 1. And when I get to number 1, you will be before you were sick to find out how this all happened. But this time you're going to experience everything in detail. 3, 2, and 1. How does this all begin? Where are you?
I'm in the cave, but I'm like I'm cooking, rolling up my sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a pot.
Mm-hmm. Are you by yourself or are there others there?
I'm by myself, but the others are coming. I know they're coming back soon, so it's up to me to have everything ready.
Mm-hmm. Yes. What is your role in that family?
I'm like a mother to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Weighs heavy on my mind. I'm constantly thinking about what needs to be done next.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who needs me? It's like I, I like I oversee the community.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Continue. What happens next?
They're coming back. The couple I saw leaving last earlier, they're
Mm-hmm.
coming in and they're taking their mitten things off and smiling, and they're sitting down. They're waiting for me to feed them.
Yes. Continue. What happens next?
I put the hot liquid in the little wooden bowls and give it to each of them, and they pick up spoons and they start eating.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching them really closely. It's like I read them. They don't
Mm-hmm.
speak. I read
Mm-hmm.
what they're feeling by looking at them.
Do they do the same for you?
No, but they're aware that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they open themselves up so I can read them.
Very good. What else?
I'm focusing on the man to make sure he's coping with his responsibilities and how he's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I want to ask how the hunt went, but before I do, I read his emotions first to make sure he's coping okay with his responsibilities and the way he feels towards her. And I notice that he's okay and he's centered and he's eating and he's calm. So then I move on to her and I notice she's heightened and she wants to tell me something. So I start the conversation with her.
Very good. Tell me more about this.
She's wanting to tell me something about what's happened while they were out, and she's eager about it.
Yes.
Something that she spotted. I think it's a bear, and something about berries, and she's trailing off on the story of what happened. But I'm not really about the story. I'm about how she's feeling telling me the story. It's like the words are secondary to how I communicate with her.
Yes.
And I realize they're both fine, and that makes me feel calmer, like I'm not on high alert anymore.
Very good. So let's move on to the next important thing that happens. I'm going to count to 3. When I get to number 3, you'll advance to the next moment that changes your life. 1, 2, and 3. You're there.
My throat, I really feel my throat. There's like a knot in my throat.
What's happening with your throat?
I'm unwell, and I'm laying down, and I'm feeling ill again, and I'm weak. I know I'm unable to do my duties anymore. I don't do the cooking or the cleaning up of the room or hut or whatever the thing is we're in. Looks more like a cave, but I went to say hut. So I sit back and I watch what goes on, and I just give advice from there. But I'm worried because it's like I know I don't get better. I know I'm sick.
Yes. Continue. What happens next?
They bring food to me. I make the best of. It's like I can't use my legs or something. I can sit up. I'm aware of my torso, my head, and my arms. It's like the rest of me doesn't work.
Take a look at the legs and see what's happened. What do you notice?
Well, they're white and skinny, and when I pinch them, I don't feel them. They're just numb. And my it's like my pelvis. When I look down, that it appears like black. Yeah, but my legs are white. And I've got something on my feet.
So I want you to notice all of these things that are happening below your throat. Are they part of the throat, or has something else happened to you?
It's like my pelvis was crushed.
All right, let's go back to that moment when that happens. I'm going to count backwards. When I get to number 1, you will be in that moment to see what happens. 3, 2, and 1. You're there. What's happening? Yes.
There's something across, mainly on my right-hand side, going across me. It's trapped me and my legs down. It's a big log,
Okay, so what has happened?
I don't know, but when I wake up, the tree's across my lap.
All right. Take a look and see what side of the body this tree is on.
It's right across my pelvis, mainly on my right side. It fell from the right across to the left. My legs I don't feel, so it's only my torso, my head, and my arms that I can use. I'm sitting up, and it's like it's a very big tree.
What happens next?
They come to check out what's happening, and they're all just standing there looking at me like everyone's realizing I'm pretty stuffed. But I insist that they get me up. I say I want to get up, get the tree off me. So it goes to everyone working out ways of doing that. sorting out a way like a levee system they put logs under it to take the weight and use another stick to push up the smaller end to level it off to get it off me, and then they help me get out from under it and drop it back down again. It's such a big tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like my pelvis is just blacked out. My legs stay white, but I no longer feel them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like an arms and a head, and I can
Mm.
feel my throat and my chest.
Yes.
But they're not broken off from me, they're still attached to me.
Mm-hmm. So up until this moment, what's been the most difficult part of all of this?
I've let everyone down.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I won't be able to work this way.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I'm going to count to 3. When I get to number 3, you'll be on the last day of your life. 1, 2, and 3. What's happening?
Oh, I'm drifting in and out of consciousness. I'm laying next to the fire, so the orange flames and the being that I see standing in the doorway to the left, that's golden. So like one becomes the other, like I'm hazy, so I don't know if I'm gonna get the fire or the being, or if the fire's gold or the being's orange. It's like confusing me, and I'm trying to focus on one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing on the fire now, just watching the embers and watching it, and I'm like slipping out of reality. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's just the embers, and that being watching me from the doorway.
Mm-hmm. So allow your soul to leave that body now. And as the soul leaves the body, what happens? Where do you go?
Straight to the being at the door.
Mm-hmm. So
It
as
puts
you
its
go,
arm around me, and we both turn back and look at the embers and the body laying there.
mm-hmm.
And
So
it
as yes, what is
it
this?
like rushes me out the entrance under
Mm-hmm.
it's like a big golden bird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a human bird. I can't understand. And under its wing and together, it's got like an eagle head. We're just flying out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I want you to take a moment and talk to that woman. Talk to her soul. What does she need to know?
I am the soul. You mean the woman who's laying in front of the fire?
Mm-hmm. What do you say to her? What does she
It's
need to know?
okay. I tell her she did a good job and it's okay to leave. It
Mm-hmm.
was, and that they're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to take a moment and I want you to talk to all of those people in the village that you felt that you disappointed. What do you want to say to all of those?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. What do they say back to you?
They're sad that I've gone. So
Mm-hmm.
it's grief, the feeling they're giving me, mourning
Mm-hmm.
grief. But I see that they're all fine. They're getting on with what they need to do.
Very
They
good.
just feel sad that I've gone.
So take a moment now and go back to that body. Because as this soul goes through that light, we need to repair that body. I want you to look at the pelvis and I want you to use the light of your soul to go ahead and repair any damage that's been done to that. What are you going to use to repair that body?
As you said it, it just started
Mm-hmm.
it all lit up in the light, and just like, you watch things in fast motion, and it just started growing all back, the pelvis
Mm-hmm.
completing, the organs moving back into the right place, the blood flowing down the legs. It's Archangel Raphael helping me.
Very
He's
good.
doing it with his hands. Yeah.
Tell me when all of that has been healed.
He's doing the other leg and he's getting her to stand up. He's supporting her and standing up.
Very good. And as that is happening now, I want you to focus on the throat. And this time, through using your spiritual eyes, you'll be able to see what it is that was being held back, why it is that that throat was not working properly, why it was in so much pain.
There's
What is
like a black rock in there and all the rest is like icy blue.
Mm-hmm.
There's something dark in there.
So let's go deep into that throat. I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and you're going to go deep into that black rock. 1. Going to find the origin of that. 2 and 3. When was that black rock placed there?
It was given.
For what purpose?
To show her.
What is it showing her?
To show her she's not in control.
And who gave her that black rock to show her she's not in control?
I did.
Who did give her that rock? Go to the moment in time in which that was placed there.
It's saying it made a vow to stay there.
So we're going to find out what that vow is all about. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and you're going to go to the origin of when that vow was made. 3, 2, and 1. What's happening?
In a field.
Mm-hmm.
Think I'm a nun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in a black habit.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
There's a stone bridge to my left.
Mm-hmm.
Like medieval, short little bridge.
Yes.
Creek underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Really white, delicate hands.
How old are you there?
29.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for someone at the bridge.
Mm-hmm. What happens next?
It's like I'm not allowed to leave that spot. I just stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Standing there.
Yes.
Watching the bridge.
Focus on the vow that was made. The vow of not being in control. When did that begin?
It's like someone's told me to stay there and mind the bridge, and I'm not even thinking for myself. I'm just standing there like in a daze, just watching the bridge because that's what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem to think for myself. I seem to just have that one thought in my head.
Mm-hmm. And notice who it is that gave you that order to stand and watch the bridge.
Like I was going to say priest, but I think it's a monk. It's got the bald head on top.
Mm-hmm. Yes, continue.
Yeah, he's the one that tells us what to do, and that's what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you stand there and watch the bridge, and that's what I do.
So advance a little bit more and tell me what happens next.
The wind picks up and it's quite chilly. It feels like England, somewhere like that, lots of green pasture.
Yes.
I can feel the wind blowing around me, and yet I don't take my eyes off the bridge and I don't move. It's like I'm stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like I can't move there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
So I want you to notice this body of a nun. If it's a physical body or non-physical body.
It's like the habit bit is real and
Mm-hmm.
solid, but there's nothing inside it.
Mm-hmm. What happened to the one inside of it? What happened to her?
Um, I'm
Find her.
seeing her like a light slipping out the back
Mm-hmm.
and floating off.
Find her body. What happened to her body?
When you said that, the habit just fell to the ground like there was nothing in it. So it's just like a material.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So listen carefully. I'm going to count 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, you'll go to the moment right before you were given those orders to watch the bridge. But this time, you're going to understand it fully, what really happened to your body. 3, 2, and 1. Where are you? Where does this all begin?
So I'm in like I'd say a church, like an old stone church. We're using candles to see, so that the light's sort of, golden and soft.
Yes.
Um, there's other nuns around me. I'm holding like a candelabra with lots of candles on that are lit. And the priest is a monk or a priest, I can't tell. And he is telling us what each of our mission is.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets to me and he says, "You are to stand guard and never leave. Do you understand?" And I say, "Yes." He said, "You stand guard on that spot and you never leave."
What
And I
happens
say,
next?
"Yes."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What happens next?
I don't know. It's like I disappear.
Mm-hmm.
I turn around, I look out the door, but then I'm waiting to like feel myself walk out the door, but I'm not. It's like my body's gone.
So find your soul. Where does your soul go? Find her.
It's up high above.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. What has happened?
Oh, um, something terrible's happened. That priest did things to the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. So I want you now, as that soul, to face that priest. And I want you to tell him exactly how you feel about what he did to you. Don't hold back. Tell him exactly how you feel.
You're a monster. Disgusting monster.
And you took all my power. You took all my control. You
You
took it
took
all.
everything.
And I demand that you give it back to me now.
I demand that you give it back to me now.
Take it. Open those arms and receive all of your energy back. Take it all back. Take back your power.
It's looking scared.
Take it all back. It's not his. And you could tell all of the other nuns to do the same, to take back their power now.
Ah, yes, they're standing up and he's shrinking and we're getting bigger.
Yes. And now I want you to take back your voice.
I take back my voice.
Feel it ringing in your voice. Feeling your throat free. And now that you have your power back and you have control of your own destiny, I want you to go to that soul that has a rock in her throat and tell me what happens.
Okay, so the rock's shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots of light there instead.
Mm-hmm. Feel it shrinking, getting smaller and smaller, getting back to control. You now have your power back. You now have your control back. You now have your throat able to speak. You no longer need to just speak telepathically. You can now have your voice speak your truth. And you can walk up straight. And as this soul feels stronger and stronger, you can go ahead and take that soul into the light, knowing that with the death of that body, that experience is over. And as that experience ends, it no longer affects any lifetime that you're living. And you could be greeted by that fractal of the nun in the light. And you can see that you're both free. And your guide now meets you. What does your guide say?
Welcome, Lisa. Take your seat.
And what is the purpose of all these issues with Lisa's throat? Now knowing that the nun had no control, she was always there to follow orders. That the woman in the hut couldn't speak, but she's always taking care of others. Why is it that this is now coming back into Lisa's life?
She wanted to know the reason. And now it is given.
Yes.
He said she stands here today as one of us.
Very good. So I want you to think about the issues with the throat. Whenever there's any feelings, any hot flashes, any night sweats, any anxiety, any heart palpitations, all of those things that remind this body of what the soul has endured in the past. I want you to notice if there's any decisions that have been made by Lisa in this lifetime that is preventing her from healing that throat.
She
Is there?
needed, I heard it say she needed to know her journey.
Okay. So was there a decision that was made from preventing her from healing? Yes or no?
She wanted the journey.
Good. So was that decision made by her or someone else?
She wanted to see herself as others do.
Yes.
And this is what was given.
Very good. Is it true any longer that she needs to do that?
He's saying it's up to me.
All right.
What would I like to do?
So you can repeat this after me. I used to believe that, but I
I
don't
used
anymore.
I used to believe that, but I don't anymore.
It's just not true.
It's just not true.
And make a decision now. Quickly, this too shall pass.
Quickly, this too shall pass.
And you can consciously decide to be healthy, to be happy. You could say it out loud. I am healthy, I'm happy. Whatever you want to put in there.
I'm healthy. I'm happy. I let this go. It no longer serves me.
Very good. So I want you to check in with your body, check in with your throat.
It feels so much different. It's not tight. It's not pulsating.
Very good.
I don't even feel my throat. And usually I feel it tight.
Very good. So now let's scan this body and see what's going on with the left side. If that has been still something that is not healing. How does that feel?
It feels more solid than the right side. The right side's just floating. The left side's like heavy.
Very good. So I want you to think about this and only use your intuition. Is there a decision that was made that is preventing you from having that side as strong as the other one?
It's showing me the priest again and the vow that he would control. And so my left side is my spiritual side, and he doesn't allow it
Okay.
to
So,
evolve,
so was this
develop.
decision made by you or someone else?
I allowed him to make it.
And now you consciously decide what it is that you want to feel.
I want to be my authentic self.
I am my authentic self.
I am my authentic self.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I am healthy.
I'm healthy.
I can now run.
I can now run.
Keep going.
I can feel. I can allow. It's all tingling. Down my side.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So I want you to go ahead and just scan your body and see how that feels.
Huge release. Like it's my body's reuniting with the right.
Very good. Very good. Check your spine. The one that was crushed by the tree. How does that look?
Oh,
And I want you to select a color that represents healing. And we're going to send it from the top of your head all the way to your toes. What color would you select?
it's Raphael green.
Beautiful.
Yellow.
I'm going to send the tuning fork from the top of your head all the way to your toes. Go ahead and breathe it in. Filling all of that space with that beautiful green. And looking around you and seeing all of those team members that are with you today. What do they say to you?
Smiling. My wizard is glowing.
Beautiful.
He's holding his hands out to me.
Very good.
Welcome back to your power.
Very good. And now that Lisa has her power back, she wants to know why it is that these clients have not been coming to her. Did she need to heal herself first?
He says she wanted the time for her. So it was slowly, so we slowly gave her what she needed to build. Yeah, it was like only got what I could handle at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She was allowed to see what could be.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So as she's there with all of the team all around her, I'm going to ask her soul if there's anything else that it needs to heal today.
She wants to know her purpose. I do
All
too.
right. Very good. So listen carefully. I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and I'm going to take you back to the moment before you came into this life. And you'll be there with your guides, planning your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Where are you?
In space.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's nothing solid. It's like just air.
Mm-hmm. Who are you there with?
There's a being opposite me, it's my soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like the oversoul or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Yes.
an aspect of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does it tell you?
It's asking me, what did we plan?
Mm-hmm.
It's asking me to remember
Yes.
when it's saying, when I created this form of myself, you were to represent light on the earth, to shine your light, to allow others to see light, to know the light, to know that there is light
Mm-hmm.
and the beyond. Like it's saying, it's not talking, it's telling, straight into my head. So it's showing me when you're your light and you be a light and you act from the light, others realize there's more to this life than what they've seen. It's like it takes a veil away and they see everything for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's showing me like shining my light, and then people being around me, like say hypnosis, and then the veil gets lifted from them, and it's like a realization they have. They see the other side. It shuts down the false story, and they see the true light and how things really are.
Beautiful. So how do you feel about that mission?
It feels right. It feels like it's sort of what I did but didn't know I was doing. Like when I see it from this view,
Mm-hmm.
I realize that's what I do. The more authentic, the more light I am, they become their own light.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's like not
Yes.
telling them or do, just by being the light and letting them see their own light.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they copy and become their light.
And now, all of those who are attracted to her are those who know that she has strength, she has power, and she could guide them. And the whole spiritual team is there applauding her. What advice do you give today to Lisa?
They were applauding
Mm-hmm.
and mocking me back. It's like I've gone from being a little acorn to like a whole open. I feel so much bigger, like vast, open, and so much more relaxed, not tight and like holding on for dear life. I've just relaxed and I'm viewing everything from a different perspective, like stepping back and no longer like tuning right into everybody and feeling their need. I'm just stepping back and just gently observing people, and it's not my responsibility anymore. Oh
Wonderful.
my God, what a
Wonderful.
relief.
Very good. So, with that, is there anything else that you need, or do you feel that we are complete for today?
Oh, I just feel so peaceful, harmony.
Very good. So, with that, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And as I count to 5, I'd like to thank all of her guides, all of her angels, all of her friends on the other side for this beautiful work that you've all done with her. And I'd like to thank her oversoul for giving her that beautiful message and mission. 1, coming back now to the sound of my voice. 2, 5, wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over.
Oh my goodness. I need a
Welcome.
tissue.
Welcome back.
So many tears. Ah, cry me a river.
Did that make sense to you?
Yeah, it did. Wow, it's so different from how I thought it would be.
You shouldn't have any expectations, Lisa.
That's right. Even when I didn't, it was still,
So, was it quick for you?
yeah, it was pretty quick.
How long do you think it was?
About half an hour.
Can you see it?
An hour.
A little bit longer. Right.
Yeah,
So this thing was both lifetimes.
that's right. The one, it was like the Ice Age. It was like
Yeah.
really primitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, it was cold. Like when you breathe, it was like ice in your throat.
So imagine when it's so cold, you need to heat it up for the so hot flashes, hot sweats.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
that makes so much sense. So it's my body going, heat up, heat up.
I need to heat up.
Whenever I got an emotion, it was like, ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
you're going to die there in the cold. Because you were
yeah,
basically getting numb and frozen, and you had no
yeah.
food, nothing.
They just walked off. They had to leave me there. It was like they had to go somewhere and
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's
But
that.
even the gaining of the weight, you needed to put on weight so you wouldn't die. Does that make sense?
Wow. Oh, from what age was I? What age was I in the
You were not that old. You
30s?
were in your 30s, maybe. But at
And
that time, you were probably old. You were probably a,
that's when I got the Hashimoto's at 37. Oh my God.
yeah. And you've been putting on weight because otherwise you will die of starvation.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Yes. And your feet get numb because your pelvis was crushed,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, my foot goes numb. Oh, when I walk.
right?
Oh, it makes so much sense now. Wow. Okay.
So do you want to share some of this or you want to keep it private?
Is there anything to share on it?
No, the past life is kind of cool.
Okay. Probably not my mother thing if my
No, no.
yeah.
That does not get published.
Yeah. Well, the bits that you think would be interesting, like from this view, didn't look interesting, but if it did on that side, because it's like it was all weird, like
Wow.
the perspectives of things. Like when I've done past life before, like you go down and you're that person. I was never like that in this. I was always it was really different. It was a really different session. Mm.
Well, that's good because I don't want you to have just a normal session, you know? I wanted you to have
No,
something different.
no, it was amazing, Alba. It was, and
Good.
it's just, I feel nothing in my throat. Usually it's like a tightness. It just went back to a little tinge under my gland, but usually it's tight and feel heavy. And I just feel light and free, like something's been lifted off my chest and whole. Like I don't feel compressed. It's like everything's just been opened.
Wow. Wow. So the whole session was about the Hashimoto's, the thyroid, finding the origin of where this happened. Also, you had said you had scoliosis when you were little and you had issues with your left side of the body and the foot. So that's feeling relief.
Yeah. It was
That's
all the things that we mentioned at the beginning were covered.
that's great. That's great. So do you want to tell anybody who you are and where they can find you and
Yes, please. So I'm a Healing with Lisa. I have a website that I will give to Alba, healingwithlisa.com, www. Or my email, and contact me. I do introspective hypnosis. Talk to me by Antonio and Alba. And I'm ready to have more clients. I live in rural New South Wales, so Tenterfield. So I can do some here, but I can certainly hold them over Skype online.
yes.
And
Yes,
yes.
and we addressed that also in the session that you needed to work on yourself before you can work
Yeah,
on
my soul,
clients.
they gave me little bits to help me along, but it wasn't to open the gates yet.
And just to let everybody know that are you see other beings, and it's you do a lot more than just the hypnosis. You are able to
I
see.
do, yeah. And I do Akashic records and soul integration, and I'm led by my guide. My guides lead me through your guides to whatever it is that you need.
Terrific, terrific. Well, thank you very much. So, for those of you who want a session with me, just go to my website, albaweinman.com. You got to sign up for the newsletter. It comes out about once a month. And just like Lisa, when she was ready to get the session, you click on the link for the appointments. And if it's meant for you, if it's divine timing, you will get a session with me. Lisa right now is in Australia, so I do some of these a month in a different time so that it's morning for her, it's evening for me. So we work it out. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Much love. Bye bye.